We're going to do some art, and the art project today is making one of these mats. There's a simple version which I'll show you to start with, and a more complicated, like this looks is more like a placemat that you can use, and this is a simpler version. I've done lots of different colours, and I did a smaller sort of one there. There's a green and blue one I've done, and this one's completely of card. I only had white, so there's lots of different ones you can do. So let's start with this mat, and I'm going to do a purple and yellow one. So all these things I've put here are what you need for either of these mats. So you'll need coloured paper, or if you haven't got coloured paper, you can use white and colour it in. That's absolutely fine. Or card. I actually think paper's fine, but they do say to use card. So you need some coloured paper or card, or white paper or white card. A ruler, a pencil, some glue. I've got Pritt stick, but you can use whatever you have, and some sticky tape and some scissors. So there you go. There's all the things that you're going to need. I'm going to move this one then and just do the first mat, which is, I'm going to do a purple and yellow one. So you'll need a white piece of paper and whatever colours you want. It can be any colours. And as I say, if you haven't got coloured paper, you can just colour in white paper, or maybe use spots and stripes to make them different. So this white paper goes on the bottom. And well, what we're going to do with these two, now you can, I'm just going to cut strips along, but you could, if you wanted to, measure them, and the size of the strips are about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters if you wanted to. I'm not going to actually bother. I'm just going to cut them, and it should make about 7 strips. So put the two colors together that you want to use together like that. Make sure they're nice and straight, and you literally just, you know, look about 1 inch, 2.7 centimeters, and just cut your strips together like that. And you keep going until you've got, as I say, 7 or 8, roughly about the same, like that. And you just keep going until you've got a good pile. And I've got a pile that I made earlier. So there's my pile of purple and my pile of yellow. And what I'm going to do is take these 7, put them down on this white piece of paper in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And say you can measure them. You probably see that mine aren't exactly the same size, but they're roughly the same. Actually, that one got quite big. And the idea then is just to hold it in place. I'm going to just use a little bit of tape. Now you could actually hold, maybe put a book on top of it or something, because what I find is when you try to remove this sellotape, it can be a bit awkward. So, but you can try sellotape, but if you're not happy with the sellotape, you could put something on top. So that just holds it together whilst you do your weaving. This is a weaving art. And so then you take each piece and then you go under the one, over the next one, under the next one, over, under, over, under, like that. And then just push it up to the top, right, like that. And try and put it the same level. There you go. So as you can see, we're starting to weave now. Mine's gone a little bit funny at the end, but it didn't really matter. So now I went under to start with. I'm going to need to go over. So you've got to do the opposite. So over and under and over and under and over and under. It's quite good fun actually. Quite enjoy it. It's quite therapeutic. There we go. It's starting to look really nice, like a mat, like a really nice pattern. So because I went over on that one, I'm going to go under, and you just keep literally weaving like that. It's just as long as you remember that you go under and over and under and over, and then the other time you do it the opposite way, and you just keep going like that and push them up like that, and just keep going and keep going like that. And what you do is, once you've completely done all of the yellow pieces of paper, you remove this sellotape at the top. So you remove that, and we'll just look at the one we've done earlier now. This one here, as you can see, I've done it earlier. And what you do is glue these bits down. I started to do some of them, so just to hold it in place. Now it might be easier to do this gluing before you take the sellotape off. So what I did with this one here earlier, maybe start sticking this here in place before you move that sellotape. It just holds it better. Just a little tip there, because otherwise it might start falling apart. But I've sellotaped some. So what have I got left? I've got, here's one. Just stick them down into place like that. There's another one. Stick it down. I've stuck that one, and then maybe on the other side as well. Just stick the tabs. Stick the tabs down. One. Oops, that one's coming out of place. Just stick it down like that. That one needs to go sticking down. And then turn it around and stick to the other side. It really doesn't need much glue, just a little smidge to hold it in place really. And with this mat, it's more for a little decoration. So you can take your white piece of paper and maybe stick that on the back, and that's it really. You could tidy them up a little bit if you wanted to. You could cut the ends, but I think that's really quite nice. That simple mat, really easy, just literally strips of paper woven together, and then you can do any colour. Fantastic. That's the first mat that you can do, the easier of the two.